So Genesis was all of you rather than just yours. It was a group thing.
Well, yeah, it was Genesis. The name Genesis was born, I remember. Me and Wayne, just before the party we done in Aldgate East, we were sitting and we were trying to get off a name. Wayne's favourite group was Genesis, Phil Collins. And I was my mum was kind of, very biblical and all that. And I had a Bible in my room and I put the Bible on Genesis. I picked up the thing, it's open, the first chapter said, in the beginning, and it was in the beginning. Right, and I thought, in the beginning, we're starting this is a sign. So we branded it Genesis. We went down to the flower shop. There was a picture of Zeus, the Greek god. We stuck his face on the thing, and we had a brand. And that was first party. But where we hit the jackpot was, I think it was the day after that party we'd done. We were in the warehouse cleaning it up. Geezer walks up. I recognised him straight away from the earlier parties, the earlier stuff. Posh guy, this was Tony Colston-Hayter. So Tony came and said, look, I've done a small little party because you've done a Apocalypse Now, which is a small one, and you started the first ever Sunrise. And he was like, great warehouse, we should really look about doing something together in tandem. So we were coming up to New Year's Eve and thought, okay, let's go for it. So we joined up. So Genesis and Sunrise became a brand. And I'll never forget it. The warehouse was a huge warehouse, just literally ran the length of the road and wrapped the road. And we sat about New Year's Eve party. We opened up and literally, when I put my head around the door, actually getting to that was even more funnier. Because we had 2 parties there previously, the police and local was getting to know. So New Year's Eve, we're in the warehouse, straighten up again. Anyway, police arrive. They turn up and go, right, close it all down. But we legitimately thought it was a legal warehouse. We thought the person that had rented it to us owned the warehouse. So we said, we ain't going to go nowhere. This is a fire risk. Anyway, he's gone. Brought back the fire inspector. Anyway, the fire inspector was pissed because he'd been pulled out of his Christmas party. So he's turned up, we shut us because we could do was like 20, 30 bags of rubbish from the night before, tins, all black bags. So he took them with the doorman, thrown them all out the side of the door, literally, he couldn't even move with them, right? To clear the place, we've closed up the doors, fire inspector's come, he's walking around the place, he's gone, look, they're going to have a massive party, thousands of people there at night. He's gone, it's just a fire risk, isn't it? Fire inspectors look like that. He's opened the door. Thank God he didn't look around the corner. He's gone like that. God, they go, let them their party. Perfectly safe. Police was fucking fuming, but he let us go. That night, boom, we banged it out. We had over 5,000 people, and that was the biggest event of that time, considering, 1,500, 1,800 people was a good crowd.
Yeah,
prior to that.
5,000 is massive.
Big bloody party, massive event. And mark you, out of the 5,000, God knows how many people we let in for free because everyone was your mate. But it was a big one. Anyway, we knew Sunrise was a great tool to bring in because they brought a substantial crowd, and their crowd were coming in from the West End, they were coming in from the suburbs. So it was a great move at the time. So it was like, okay, we've got this. So then we started to venture into the West End now. People have known about Genesis. So we thought, okay, let's use our heads. So we went to the WAG Club. We used to go as a regular. We saw a guy outside there, had a mobile cab thing, Jerry, and said, look, we're doing the parties. Why don't you come and outside the parties and do the cabs? Because people have been in nowhere. It was like, I said, one condition, you've got to give our flyers out to everyone that leaves the WAG and give them to all your cab drivers who are in the West End. So, of course, it was perfect because all the West End people now known about Genesis. We had a regular venue.
Whose idea was that to do that?
Jerry. Well, I guess it was really mine because what I'd done was Jerry was outside the WAG. We all got to know, obviously, Jerry and that because he was a regular character guy. And he was good because of the mobile thing. So when I used to leave the WAG, you used to get the cabs from him,
Yeah.
And and that was it basically. So then he serious with the flyers, giving them out. So it made sense. You could just give him a big box of flyers and he would take care of them.
Why I asked that, it was because all the raves I used to go to, I think, how they always fucking get cabs here? Why they always look like...
That was the secret.
Always cabs,
that was the key, yeah.
For years, I was always thinking...
And that was the key.
What the fuck? How did they get that sorted? Do you know what I mean? How do they not... And then, you know, you just think, like, there's always cabs. There's always cabs in the road.
Right. That's what happened. That was how it happened. Mobile Cab Office, that's what we've done. And that was the first one, and it meant people knew they could get home, which was a great thing as well. Inadvertently, it became a real good sales.
We never knew where the parties were.
It was. So how were you going to get home?
Do you know what I mean?
So that was a big
where
one.
the parties were. You had to meet up in the pub on a Friday, and then you get the location halfway through the night.
Lastminute.com,
Last minute, and then there'd be like convoys of people driving up the motorways or everywhere around. Like there'd be convoys all through London, like 40, 50, 60 cars, and then they started getting little minibuses. Do you know what I mean? And there was like proper coaches. Like, it was sick back in the day when it first started.
It was.